Hello, this is Breakfast with Bill Turnbull and Susanna Reid.
The Culture Secretary rejects calls for him to resign over claims that he secretly backed Rupert Murdoch's bid to take over B-Sky. Good morning, it's Wednesday the 25th of April.
Also ahead this morning, a stark prediction on the costs of soaring diabetes rates. Treatment could take up almost a fifth of the entire NHS budget.
Good morning. Later today we'll find out how much or how little the UK economy is growing by. I've come to one car parts manufacturer in Birmingham to see how they're helping to drive growth.
18 minutes past 6, the latest figures on how much or how little the UK economy has grown are out later this morning.
Yeah, Steph's at a car parts factory to see whether they're helping to boost the economy. She does this now. Morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. Yes, I'm at Automotive in Birmingham, and you can see some of the guys who are already hard at work this morning. They make car parts here. Let me just show you one of them. This is an oil carrier. It's something you'd find in the engine of a Jaguar Land Rover. Now, this company, let me just put this down, has been going now for around 135 years, but recently they've really started to see their sales grow. They've nearly doubled over the last 3 years. Now, part of the reason for that is because of
47. The latest figures on how much or how little the UK economy has grown are out later this morning.
Yes, Steph's at a car parts maker this morning, seeing how one manufacturer is driving growth. Morning, Steph.
Good morning, T-Rock. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, this is Automotive, where they make parts like this one. Now, this is an oil carrier out of a Jaguar Land Rover car, and they make thousands of different parts here all the time. You can just see some of the equipment they have here. Now, this is a company that's doing particularly well at the moment. They've seen their sales double over the last 3 years, and that's all to do with how well the UK car manufacturing industry is doing at the moment. It's not the same for all sectors. In one sector in particular, the construction sector has had a really tough time. So we went to talk to one firm in Northern Ireland which is struggling at the moment. And so that's one company there which is particularly struggling at the moment, but it is a real mixed picture out there. And I'm joined now by Richard Halstead, who is from the EEF, which represents the manufacturers. Richard, real mixed picture out there depending which sector you're in. What are we expecting from the GDP figure out at 9:30 this morning?
I think we'll see a small growth. Our survey of our members in Q1 of this year showed better than expected growth. So I think when you put that together, we should see small growth in GDP.
So you're quite optimistic. There are some people who think things are going to get really bad.
Investment through capital allowance, improved capital allowances and things like that.
Okay, well, also with me is Roger Whitehouse, who's the MD of Automotive. Good morning to you. Thanks for letting us in for a start. Now, with your company, you've seen sales practically double over the last 3 years. That's an incredible growth. Do you think it's sustainable?
Well, we've significantly reduced our cost base over the last 5 years, and our prediction is that we're going to continue to grow now at between 10 and 15% over the next 5 years.
You've grown at a really difficult time though, haven't you? I mean, what's changed for you to be able to do that?
Okay, well, the internal cost base of the business has been significantly reduced as a result of those from the Far East.
Okay, so it's made a big difference. Thanks for your time this morning. I will be here throughout the morning talking to various people about what that figure could be for growth out a bit later on this morning. Back to you, Bill.
Steph, thanks very much indeed.
9 minutes to 7. The contest for who is to be...
Good morning. We'll find out later today how much or how little the UK economy has grown by. So I've come to a car parts manufacturer in Birmingham to find out how they're driving growth.
It was an incredible night for Chelsea.
18 minutes past 7. The latest figures on how much or little the UK economy has grown are out later this morning.
Yes, Steph's at a car parts factory to see whether they are helping to accelerate growth in the economy. Oh, she's got all the puns out this morning. Morning, Steph.
Good morning to you, Bill. Bill, it's something I look forward to, waiting to hear what pun you're going to say on a morning. But yes, I'm at Automotive who make parts like this one. This is an oil carrier for a Jaguar Land Rover, so a very important bit in the engine of a car. Now, this firm has been going for over 135 years. Originally, it started making wires, but then they diversified into car parts later on in their life. Now, this has made a big difference to their sales. Over the last 3 years, they've seen their sales double And this has had, of course, been affected by the car industry doing particularly well in the UK. I mentioned Jaguar Land Rover, but also Nissan doing well too. That is not the same for all sectors though, and we've seen a big difference in how companies are doing across the UK in terms of their growth. Some are really struggling at the moment, which will put a real pressure on that figure coming out at 9:30 today, the economic growth figure, what we call gross domestic product. Now, that is a measure of how productive the economy is. Now, if it's positive, it means that we're doing more than we were in the economy. If it's negative, it means we're doing less than we were. Now, the forecasts have got it on a knife edge at the moment. Some are saying it could be positive, some are saying it could be negative, and we'll find out exactly what that figure will be at 9:30. But in the meantime, I'm going to be talking to the MD of this company and also to some economists about what they're expecting and what's going on in the economy at the moment. Back to you, both.
Steph, thanks very much.
Now, all-inclusive car parts maker in Birmingham for us. Morning, Steph.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, I'm at Lander Automotive, where they make parts like this one. This is an oil carrier for a Jaguar Land Rover car. Now, this firm's been going for over 135 years, and it's doing particularly well at the moment. It's seen its sales growth double over the last 3 years, but that's not the same for every sector, and there are some sectors which are really struggling at the moment. In particular, the construction industry is doing a pretty tough time at the moment. So we spoke to one firm in Northern Ireland which is struggling at the moment.